Hi, everyone, and welcome back to this week's episode of the Daily's Dose. I'm Gianna Ortner-Findlay, the managing editor of the North Texas Daily.
Hi, everyone. My name is Aiden Gonzalez, and I'm the digital editor for the North Texas Daily.
And we're your hosts who do the most.
Okay, Gianna, this past weekend was Coachella Weekend 1, and I have many thoughts.
Okay, I'm ready.
First and foremost, I had major FOMO. I low-key wanted to be there so bad.
I didn't know what was happening until I saw literally every other video in my Instagram feed because I do not use TikTok. I know I'm lame, tomato. But like every other video in my every other video in my Instagram reel feed is literally Coachella get ready with me videos or like day one outfit videos or day two or whatever. And I was like, Coachella is happening? Like, what? I didn't know it was happening already.
Every April. I know it happens in April, and that's how I know. Like,
see,
April
I thought it was a fall
Coachella
thing
season.
for some reason. I don't know why.
I would low-key be better in the fall because I feel like the temperature might be like cooler.
Maybe. Because, I mean, wait, it takes place in California, right?
It takes place in the desert in California.
Yeah. So, honestly, either season kind of sucks for the desert,
TBH, it did. But mine is the same thing. My feed is the same thing. But on TikTok, though, all of these like artists are posting. They're like, "Get ready with me, Coachella 1 outfits."
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that could be me. One of my good friends, I went to high school with, went to Coachella, and I was just like, post notifications on. I was like,
crazy.
I know.
Wait, were they going like to cover it or like
just to go? And I was like,
go.
I know where you work, so how are you paying for that?
Yeah. How do they have Coachella money?
We'll talk about this later.
Oh.
Okay. But yes, so the lineup they had on Friday, Lady Gaga.
Oh, mother.
Oh my God, right there is Mother herself. Saturday they had Charlie XCX, and they were collabing with Green Day, or it was like two headliners.
I believe it's two different headliners. So like you had Charlie XCX do her set, and then you had the band Green Day do their set.
Okay, and then Sunday we had Post Malone, and then we also had Megan Thee Stallion headlining too as well.
Do we not like Megan Thee Stallion?
She's okay. Her as a person, yes. Her raps are okay. I like her rap. She's a really good like rapper, and she can freestyle real quick.
Yeah,
which is something I really love. That's like kind of rare nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
But all her like beats and stuff just sound the same low key.
Oh,
it's always the same thing, rapping fast. She's talking about the same things, about inappropriate things.
Yeah,
and it's like, okay, I get there for the first couple songs, but 3 albums in and you're still rapping about the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's kind of just a thing with like the rap industry in general. Like we've talked about this before. Like that's kind of the reason why I sometimes don't really like rap that much. Is just because like it's talking about stuff that I don't like do and or like relate to a lot. And that's really like a lot of music is like finding something that you relate to and that you like, and then you continuously listen to it. But I mean, sometimes you just kind of do it to like feel like bad, you know?
I mean, if it works, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it obviously has for her.
She's making bank, so.
Yes.
Maybe I'm just hating because I'm not her and I wish to be her.
Maybe you are. Hashtag hater. Hashtag noticing.
Self-awareness.
Hashtag self-aware.
Hashtag self-awareness. But anyways, so the performance, did you see the performance Lady Gaga gave?
I saw snippets of it, and she built an opera.
She built a whole opera at Coachella.
She built an opera for Coachella. And I saw like a lot of the transitions were just so moody and gothic and like dark, and it was absolutely gorgeous.
So many people were saying like, oh, she's back in her like Satan era. People were like, this is what she's loved. This is what the fans loved, and they're actually excited.
Saw some things about it being like a like that vibes, and honestly, I feel like people just misconstrue what like gothic is as opposed to like all that mess, you know. And so like I feel like people just need to not take things as like seriously, especially because there was no like, you know, like imagery that I feel like would make it seem like that. Yeah, it's just Lady Gaga is a gothic queen. Like I don't know what to tell you.
People are like, this is not the normal, so obviously it's gonna be the opposite.
Yeah, but Lady Gaga's never been one to follow the flow of anything.
Literally never.
She literally showed up to I think it was the Grammys in a meat dress.
Yes, back in the early 2000s.
She showed up in a meat dress. She's done a bunch of other weird stuff, but weird cool, because she's just so authentically herself.
That's her, yeah.
And so I feel like a lot of people identify with Lady Gaga in the sense of like when you're trying to find your way in something. Yeah. And that's why so many people are like her little monsters, is because they feel like in this world where you're like supposed to feel perfect and beautiful and everything and whatever, it's okay to be a little monstrous sometimes. And I feel like seeing that in Lady Gaga kind of like allows you to do that.
Yeah.
But like when people see it like on the stage, they get uncomfortable.
Low key.
Yeah.
But if you're a true fan, then you know this is nothing.
Yeah,
This
this
nothing
is
new.
nothing new.
Nothing
Yeah,
new.
absolutely.
She's just being more open about it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so her performance was something I say thank you to every single morning. I have
say,
something to
"Thank
wake
you,
up
Lady
to.
Gaga."
Wake up. Thank you, Lady Gaga. Let me start my day. But during her performance, there was a lot of like little sneak peeks and references to her past self.
Yes, for
which
sure.
I low-key was like, at first I didn't catch it until I saw like someone posted TikTok about it. I was like, in the back of my mind, I was like, okay, that looks familiar. And then I saw the TikTok and people were explaining it. I was like,
Yeah.
that's where I know it from.
Mm-hmm.
So one of her big ones was when she was face to face with her old past self, which was the same outfit she was wearing in her Bad Romance music video.
Yes, I saw snippets
Yes.
of that. Yeah.
She was face to face with, I think it was a performer or
Oh,
a
for
backup
sure.
dancer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they asked, Lady Gaga asked, "What are you doing here?" And they started like yelling at her.
Mm-hmm.
And then they like started spreading apart, and then they just like started dancing on the chessboard. Little did you know, there's a lot of reference within the chessboard itself.
Yeah.
So throughout her show, she was referencing Alexander McQueen. So on occasions in her performance, the poker face, when she
Mm-hmm.
stood up on the chessboard, it's the same set that Alexander McQueen had in his spring/summer 2005 show, titled "It's Only a Game," where
Interesting.
models moved across the chessboard, and that's exactly what like Lady Gaga and the performers did.
Wow.
So if you're like a true stan of Lady Gaga,
A fashionable queen.
you would know from 2005. That's such a crazy pool.
Yeah, that is a really crazy pool. I mean, honestly, this is just like something that like people who have been in the industry for a really
Yeah.
long time can afford to do, both monetarily as well
Yeah.
as like in the lore of the performer. Like, so that's really cool that she was able to kind of like pull stuff from like the beginning of her career and kind
No,
of like
literally.
morph it into where she is now. Because I do know that she took a little bit of a break for a while in her music career as well as her acting career.
Yeah.
Between I think like 2016ish to like 2020, roughly
Yeah.
around that. Because she was dealing with like, a lot of chronic pain.
Oh,
Because
tea.
she's I believe she suffers from fibromyalgia, and so basically that's just like chronic pain, fatigue,
Yeah.
brain fog, and it's kind of like a last resort diagnosis, because a lot of people in the medical community are like, that's not like a thing. It's just
Yeah.
kind of what we diagnose you when there is no other answer. Which really sucks,
It's crazy,
actually,
actually. That's
because
so
it's
crazy.
basically just like, oh yeah, you have fibromyalgia, and they're like, well, can you do anything to fix it?
Yeah,
And they're
is it
like,
curable?
maybe, I don't know. Here, take this. Like, and so it's really sucks. But on the bright side, I did recently see something that said like, I think as of last year or the year before, maybe, that most, if not all, of her chronic pain is gone.
Oh, period.
So Queen is no longer suffering,
She's
or at
back.
least not as much.
Yeah.
Because I do know that it can be absolutely debilitating, which is super, super hard on such a physical performer.
Exactly.
She's very, very physical in her performances. She loves to dance. She loves to go all out. She is, I feel like part of the reason why so many like quote weird kids like her is because like she's very theatrical.
Yeah.
And a lot of like quote weird kids are theater kids. And so like they see themselves in Lady Gaga on the stage. So
Literally.
yeah.
But yeah. So Alexander McQueen used to be like a designer that Lady Gaga would like wear his clothes and stuff. So it's just the fact that she is still referencing him in 2025 just shows like how much respect Gaga has for him. I just find that amazing.
Yeah, no, that is really
So
sweet,
cute.
especially in an industry that's just kind of constantly moving on to the next thing.
So fast.
Yeah.
Especially within fashion too.
Yes, fashion is
God.
crazy. It's like, oh, you wore that thing from like 2 months ago? That's last season,
Lame.
babes.
Outfit
Like, what?
repeater. Yeah.
Like, dude, I wear the same things like almost every week.
If it fits, it fits. I have the same 7 fits. Wash and dry, and boom.
Yeah, no, and so like I'll just make new combos, and like sometimes for me personally, sometimes I'm able to go to the store and grab like one piece or like a new pair of jeans or a new pair of shorts, and then like I'll wear those until I can't wear them anymore, or I'll like cycle things out. And so like I personally, for me, fashion wise, try to like make sure that I'm utilizing what I already have, But sometimes, like, you're like, oh, well, I really need a skirt. Like, I don't have any skirts. I have one skirt, and it doesn't go with everything. And
Yeah.
so, like, you do have to get maybe one more. But, like, this, like, the thing with fashion, again, like, that continuous cyclical nature of it, things are coming back anyway. So, might as well just keep what you bought 3 years ago.
Y2K
Yeah.
from 20 years ago is coming back.
And then also, like, with Coachella, like, the whole vibe of Coachella this year, as far as outfits were, is literally, like, based off of, like, the 2012, 2014 fringe boho Western. Like, it's back again, like, not even 10 years later.
Yeah.
And so, like, or maybe a little over 10 years. But, like, basically, like, just continuous cyclical nature of fashion. So that is really cool that she's still bringing him up.
Yes. Back when you said you're fortunate enough to like buy clothes and stuff, me on the other hand, I'm the opposite. I have a shopping problem. But my brother, he works at a thrift distribution center. So when I have clothes that I no longer wear and I buy new clothes, I just donate them.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
So it's not like I'm just throwing them away. They're still being reused and repurposed.
Yeah, I try to donate whatever clothes I can, especially if it's like, because I have a relatively like universal size as far as my clothes go. So like sometimes when I go thrifting, I'm like, crap, I can't find this size.
Yeah.
But it's simply because the person who is most likely still wearing it hasn't given it up yet. And so like I like, dang it. And so basically because you kind of have like that mid size where like you need to find something that isn't like a 3, but you can't fit into like an 11 or something like that. And so I personally try to also, you know, donate clothes whenever I can. The only exception I think is like undergarments.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, those are going straight.
Do not donate those.
But anyways, what are your opinions on everyone's performance though? Is there anyone in particular you were excited about?
So for me personally, the only person I really heard about before the performances were even happening was honestly Lady Gaga.
And that's all that matters.
So, that's the only one I've really seen other than Green Day. I've seen a little bit of Green Day set, but it was mostly them making fun of the current administration. So I don't know about that because they have the song American Idiot. And so, and so the song goes like that they don't want to be a part of the redneck agenda normally. But the way that they've rephrased it is that I don't want to be a part of the MAGA agenda, which is a bold take. But honestly, Green Day is known for being bold and being politically like active in that sense. Yeah. So it's not completely surprising, but that's kind of honestly the only thing I've seen from that set. So I can't really say like how good or bad it was. But honestly, compared to the theatrical, like beautiful piece that Lady Gaga performed, like
nothing topped it.
Honestly, I don't know if the other performances really could live up to that, honestly. Low-key. Especially with, again, like the videos I've seen. I've only really seen videos of Lady Gaga, a little bit of Green Day. And I know that Post Malone, Megan Thee Stallion, and Charlie XCX, and a bunch of other artists were there. Like, I think, maybe Clairo, BB Doobie, like those people were there too. Some, like, kind of like, not smaller, but like, like indie artists. Yeah. They were there as well. There's, like, a lot of bands and like a lot of performers there, but like the headliners are really what everybody like gets their little picture phone out for. Literally. So
I kind of feel bad for like everybody there too, because people are only there for the big headliners, and then as soon as they're done, they leave the stage. So is the whole audience.
Yeah,
and
that's which like sucks. Especially when you're like getting into the industry.
Yes, you really need this.
Like you're like, yeah, I'm performing at Coachella, which is amazing. It's an amazing opportunity. And the fact that you're even there, you're in the room means you've made it to some degree. Yeah. And so the fact that like you're having these large crowds basically just leaving and walking out as soon as that's done is definitely super, super disappointing.
It is disappointing.
But I do think or at least from my experience, the way that things normally work, although I don't know if it's entirely different for Coachella because I've never been to Coachella.
Have you been to Coachella?
I've never been to Coachella, but other concerts that I've been to, normally it's the quote smaller bands or the smaller performers before the headliner.
for the Coachella did they start? They didn't start with the big bands. No, because I feel like I saw other performers in daytime, and then Gaga was like low-key at night.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the headliners are at night. So I think that is at least the good thing, is that basically like if you were a smaller performer, or quote smaller performer, that like you were able to get that crowd and before they walked out.
Especially for like for like Gaga's performance, you know how people get there like 5 hours in advance to get the reserved spot.
Goodness,
so you're like you're there witnessing the small band, but you're not there because you like support them. You're there to get a spot.
Yeah, which I guess is also kind of problematic in its own instance. Yeah. And so basically for Coachella's they did the same thing. So basically other artists on like the performance bill have like a smaller amount of time to perform, between like 45-ish minutes
each performer,
roughly. Yeah. So they're basically doing music all day.
I was about to say.
But the headliner has an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Okay.
And so when I think that actually might be, because we were discussing this, like Charlie XCX's problem with being a co-headliner, if there was a problem, is that their time is basically split between the two of them.
Yeah.
So that might have been the issue. Yeah, because she was like, well, I didn't have enough time. I should have just done this by myself.
I wonder why they didn't just give it to her by herself.
Honestly, I don't know.
Were they scared like she wouldn't bring in the crowds?
I don't know why. After the Brat Summer we just had,
we literally just had a Brat Summer. She could have headlined herself.
Yeah, so I mean, like, there's that. Maybe they also just wanted to, like, I don't know, maybe like have Green Day be there. But also apparently, there was additional sets by Missy Elliott, and then like the original Misfits, and then Zed. Talk about a throwback, Zed at Coachella.
Did you see it? I saw this one TikTok. Someone said, I think it was Zed, they ended the whole Coachella performance on Sunday with the last song being Clarity, and everyone's just hyped together. And I was like, if I were there Sunday night singing Clarity with everyone, thousands of people, I think I would have been healed.
Yeah, no, literally. Just like ascending.
and then coming back to work the next day, like nothing happened.
Yeah, no, that would have been, yeah. And then also apparently Travis Scott was a headliner.
Was he this year?
Yeah, apparently.
Wait, low-key, I haven't seen any like people post
I haven't
about
seen
it.
anything about him either. Which, like I said, everybody is so hyper focused on Lady Gaga and her performance.
Low-key, yeah.
Like literally, I haven't seen anything else from anybody else, which is so crazy.
Low-key, I saw Cardi B there. But she's like a big enough artist. She could have headlined herself.
Performing?
She was there singing. I guess like a surprise guest. Someone just brought her on stage.
Oh, yes, because Billie Eilish was a surprise guest with Charlie XCX, as well as one other person. Troye Sivan?
Yeah, he was
there. Love.
Mm-hmm. But moving on. Now, let's talk about the negative side of Coachella, because so many people just say there's so many bad things with Coachella.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely can see why. It's kind of almost like that whole like that other like fake concert like debacle that happened a couple of years ago. Do you remember that?
Which one? With who?
Like the concert that they were like, oh yeah, this is gonna happen, da 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 da, and then like it just like it was a music festival, and then it just never happened. People paid thousands of dollars. Vendors were out there, and then poof, nothing happened.
What?
Yeah.
I feel like I remember hearing about this, but I need to be reminded.
Yeah.
But so with every big music event, there are some things that don't go right. Some not so fun parts. Did you find it?
It's Fire Festival.
What year was this?
So it was 2017.
Damn.
Yeah, so it was like people. So basically, like they were like, "Oh yeah, let's do this Fire Festival outside of Coachella season because da 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 da." And then because it was it was at the end of April, the beginning of May, so it was a little outside of Coachella season.
Yeah.
And so they were like, yeah, let's make this brand new musical festival.
Wasn't it for like people who couldn't afford Coachella?
Yeah, who couldn't afford Coachella could go to Fire Festival.
I remember hearing this.
And then basically they just kind of like allegedly, I'm not entirely sure on this, they allegedly like scammed thousands of people.
Damn.
Out of their money for going.
Oh.
So because basically they were like, yeah, this is when the dates are, this is how much your ticket is, this is who's performing, da 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 da. And then people got to the middle of the desert and there was nothing there. They went and there was nothing there.
They pulled the biggest heist of the year.
They just like
thank you for millions of dollars.
Yeah, no, literally. It was actually crazy. If y'all want to know more about it, I highly suggest Googling it. Because when I was first hearing about it, I was like, what? That's actually crazy. Like how I mean, obviously, like
that would have been high school me.
Yeah.
That's crazy. We would have freshman year high school.
Yeah, high school. That's crazy.
That is so crazy.
Ugh. But yeah, no, there's obviously, other than like fake festivals, really like bad things that could happen at Coachella.
Of course, yes. So some not so fun parts and moments from Coachella.
Mm-hmm.
Extremely high temperatures.
Oh boy.
People forget that Coachella is held at a desert. It takes place in a desert in California. Yeah. So on Friday, the high was 102 degrees.
Oh, goodness.
And I see all these people posting their get ready with me, and they're wearing pants and like a cropped shirt and then like a hoodie over that.
Oh my goodness.
And it's 100 degrees outside.
Yeah, there was a couple people that I saw with like these like parka-esque hoods, and I'm like,
you're gonna pass out.
Oh.
I'm feeling hot for you.
Yeah, no, like I'm literally sweating. Like, what are you talking about?
Literally. But with extremely high temperatures, people were standing outside practically all day waiting to reserve a good spot for the big headliners.
Yeah.
By 10 a.m., the lines for free water refills were 20 minutes long.
Oh my gosh.
But yes, people who attended Coachella previously said, I feel like it's gotten worse and climate change is real.
Yeah.
If these people attended Coachella like I guess when did Coachella first start?
That's a great question. Coachella isn't new for sure. So I would probably say within
like the 2000s.
Yeah, in the 2000s. So,
but yeah, so some of these people who've been going to Coachella like every year, they could like firsthand experience it and tell us like how it really is and the heat.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
like,
crazy.
especially if you're going to the desert where it's like relatively not like the same, but it's relatively consistent in its temperature.
Yeah.
Or its temperature fluctuations rather. Like the fact that they're like, this is worse. It's worse this
and it gets
time
worse
of year.
Every year. Yes.
Yeah, that's awful.
Imagine in 10 years if Coachella is still a thing, which I hope it is, because by then hopefully I can afford it.
So, okay, I think I understand why I was confused as to why Coachella was not in the fall. Because the first Coachella was in October.
What year?
1999.
What? Oh.
Yeah.
So why did we move it to April?
I have no
want it in
clue.
October. Maybe because Halloween season and people might get like Coachella and Halloween together.
Yeah, so it was like October 9th through the 10th. Or actually no. So Coachella's like originally can be like actually even traced back all the way to 1993 with the concert that Pearl Jam performed. Do you know Pearl Jam?
No.
Okay, they're pretty famous. You can look it up later. It's okay.
Okay.
But basically, yeah. So like that was a thing that like is kind of like the origins. But like the first festival was in 1999, 3 months after Woodstock.
Oh my God! Now
Yeah.
I remember Woodstock.
Yeah. So I think that's why I thought that Coachella was in the fall. Is because I was like, yeah, like this festival happens here, and then this festival happens here. Ba-bam. Like you're kind of, like buffeted by music festivals. No, they're just all at the same time now. Like,
how can you even like mentally and physically do that?
No, that's the thing is that you can't. You can't mentally and physically prepare for it. You're just basically going bus, club, another club, club. Like that's you just going.
Literally, you're surviving on energy drinks and water.
Energy drinks and water, indeed.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But besides extremely high temperatures, this year they had new security, which caused so much issues.
Oh boy.
So before, I guess it's Friday morning at 4 a.m., they usually let cars in so people could like start getting ready, so traffic could be less horrendous and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this year, since they hired a new security team, they didn't let cars in until 9 or 10 a.m.
5 hours later?
5 hours later, just to go inside the event.
Oh,
so
my
people were waiting in their
gosh.
cars up to 12, 13 hours. And since they're technically not inside the venue yet, if you need to use a restroom, the only place you can go were bushes or in a cup.
That is awful. And then also considering the fact that you're waiting in your car for that long.
You're running out of gas.
One, yeah, you're running out of gas. And two, you don't have a spot. Because
Not
those
yet.
people that we were saying that like literally they're like going to the venue early
Yeah.
to like, get checked in,
Yeah.
get their stuff ready, going to go see concerts, getting their stuff, like getting their places in.
Yeah.
These people can't because they literally can't even get into the doors.
And not even talking about like Coachella itself, the traffic you're causing in the morning too.
Yeah, that adds
That's
like most
actually
likely
crazy.
like hours on top of a normal
Hours.
commute.
And I was just thinking, like, if your cars are running, first off, it's hot still, so you need that AC running.
Yeah.
If your car battery dies or like you run out of gas because your car is on for 13 hours straight, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, no, you're kind of like up a creek without a paddle.
Yeah,
like
turning off your car, turning on, turning off.
Yeah, or like just sitting there, like turning the car off, rolling your windows down, stagnant with 102 degrees. Absolutely not.
God.
And then also not even like back to other like the climate being like heating up. All of that carbon emission, like from sitting there.
Yeah.
Most likely hundreds of cars.
Yeah. And if you have like black interior or
yeah,
leather seat,
no, it's not any better.
You're cooked. Literally, you're getting cooked.
Yeah, literally
You're
cooked.
literally
Oh
cooking
my
alive.
goodness.
But if you were lucky enough to make it inside and if you wanted to pitch a tent and stay there overnight, I saw a couple of videos, like 2 or 3 good videos of snakes invading camping areas.
Snakes?
And I'm not talking about like little garden snakes you see outside your backyard.
Yeah, like rattlesnakes.
Like full on feet long snakes. Just slithering around.
Oh my God.
Like,
I mean, it's the desert. Yeah, that makes sense. But also like the fact that they just didn't, like treat it or.
Well, how are they going to treat it?
Well, you can like put like it's like this is a little gross. It's like coyote pee or something like that. Like you can put it along the border. It's a natural thing. But like basically it makes it so that the snakes don't want to come over there. And so
okay, so
yeah, so they're like there's a way that you can do it.
Prevent it.
But like not in a way like you're like spraying or anything. Not like a pesticide.
I was like, can I go to the store and buy that?
No. Like snake bug on.
Literally,
like,
because
no. So like there is a way that you can kind of prevent that, but the fact that they just didn't even think about it is kind of crazy.
No. And these snakes are just like, oh, you're camping outside, you're sleeping. Let me just like come in here real quick.
No, and the fact is that like the majority of the people that want to go most likely can't even afford like the upper level tiers of staying there.
Yeah.
Because like I was finding like that like for like car camping was the cheapest option. It was like $160, which is a night, by the way, which is not great. But then also the fact that like the staying there camping was like it's like one of the things was a sunset van camp, which started at $2,900. And then La Campana camping started at $2,400, and then it just keeps going. Like there's a bunch of like these like little options, but they're all in the thousands on top of the general admission ticket price, which was already in the hundreds. Like for weekend one, $649 was the general admission price.
Yikes.
And then for weekend two, it's $599. And so basically, I found that like weekend one was more expensive than weekend two. I have no clue why.
I guess people post about it first, and so by the time weekend 2 comes around, you already know what to expect.
Maybe
so
that
it's like
might
not
be
as
it.
fun.
And then also the VIP starts for weekend one at $1,399. That is a VIP ticket. I have no clue what it gets you. And then weekend 2 starts at $1,199. So these are like literally you are shelling out thousands of dollars.
That's rent
for 3 days. If you go to one of the weekends, if you go to both.
And some people do go to both.
And some people do go to both.
Crazy.
This probably you're roughly going to spend around $10,000 on Coachella. And that's not even including the outfit costs.
Outfit, food, anything.
Food, like the park, and all of this, none of that includes parking. So if you stay on site, you also have to pay all of those fees, all of those wonderful hundreds of thousands of dollars, like all of those fees, and then also pay for parking.
That's low-key crazy.
It's actually insane.
So why do people even go to Coachella? Just to say they've been? At that point, is it even worth it?
Like, literally, like, so don't get me wrong, Coachella looks so fun from a music festival perspective, but the logistics of it seems so stressful. And, like, honestly, I feel like part of the reason why people go to Coachella is simply FOMO. They're like, I don't want to.
Wait, clocked it.
And so, like, I mean, yeah, the opportunity to go would be phenomenal, but I would never be able to afford it.
Never.
And there's also like the other thing that people are doing is that a lot of people can't afford it, and so they're using like payment plans, like Klarna or whatever.
Yeah.
And so they're like taking like their original payment is like let's say $4,500.
Crazy.
Which is insane. And then they're just basically splitting that up over a period of like I think it's like 3 months. And so,
maybe
like, or it depends on how, like, I think your payment plan depends on what you pick. But, like, basically, like, that's thousands of dollars still. And then on top of that, you have to pay for things like rent and, like, your other
basic
like,
necessities.
life necessity
expenses.
expenses. And it's like, to some degree, these people are most likely, for the people who aren't famous celebrities or they're with as a brand ambassador.
I was about to say, even some of these celebrities still can't afford it.
Yeah,
they
which
need
is
to be
true.
sponsored.
Yeah, because they're sponsored by the brands. Like CoverGirl was sponsoring people I saw, and like T-Mobile was sponsoring people, which is interesting.
What the hell? That's crazy.
But like so these people are like literally like putting these basic needs to the wayside just so they can go to Coachella, or just so they can say that they go to Coachella.
Is it worth going in debt for that?
Honestly, no. Especially if there's going to be snakes in my camping area.
It's not even guaranteed safety.
And like, I have no guarantee for food. I have no guarantee for the fact that there aren't going to be snakes in the tent. Crazy.
Keep in mind, there's no chairs, so you're standing the whole time.
And you're standing the whole time, and you're in direct sunlight and 20-minute lines for water.
Yes.
And I don't know about you, but you can bring a water bottle, but that thing is not going to last you the whole day. Not in 102.
The sun beaming down on you is going to be like hot water by the time.
Yep. Actually crazy.
But now let's talk about the food prices. There's a couple of TikTokers I follow who went to Coachella, and I saw how much they pay for food. Yeah. On normal plate, you can get at a restaurant for like maybe like $20 to paying like $70, $80.
70?
$70. Someone spent like $60 for 3 tacos.
$60 for 3 tacos?
About $60 for 3 tacos.
That is an insane markup.
And I was like, babes, I can go to my local Mexican restaurant, pick that up for $10.
Yeah.
$60.
3 tacos for $10 is a lot more affordable.
It's way more affordable.
It's like $20 a taco. What is in the taco?
Damn
Gold?
Near. It better be. If I'm buying a $20 taco, first off, I'm never buying one.
Yes.
But if I do, the cow better be killed, cooked in the back.
Yeah, like
I better see it.
The freshest thing you've ever seen.
The freshest. Don't refrigerate it right there.
That's actually crazy.
But hey, on the bright side though, they had water for $2.
What? It wasn't free?
If you want like a water bottle. Yeah. They have like the fountain water you have to refill yourself for free. But if you want like a water to walk around
Well, I mean, on the bright side, at least it was $2. Because I know at Disney World, it's like $5. So... But on top of the $60 tacos,
top of the $60 tacos.
I don't want to pay $62 for 3 tacos and a water.
It makes the fair food look reasonable.
It does.
Which is crazy. Which is
saying a lot.
It's saying a lot.
Yeah.
Now, my big thing about this Coachella is low-key, no one had good fits.
Like regular people?
Regular people. These celebrities, sure. All these influencers, sure. Only because maybe they're sponsored and they have to wear like a fit themselves that they're getting forced to wear if they want to be there. But like some of these regulars who are just walking in there, I want to see 2016, 2017 Coachella Western fits.
Yeah,
that is
literally.
peak Coachella. That's what I think.
Yeah, yes. like the tassels and the boho,
the little
and like the
accessories on your head, a hat.
Like it's so like I miss the days when music festivals were fun.
Were music festivals.
And they were just music festivals. Yeah. They weren't opportunities for like sponsored content, and they weren't opportunities
for meet and greets.
Meet and greets, yeah, exactly. Like you were going there for the love of the music. And so like unlock. But like I think in this like the way that we've commercialized everything.
Yeah.
We've forgotten how to love things. And honestly, I feel like that does come into play with like the amount of effort that you put into it. Because like, again, like these quote normal people are going to this hundreds, thousands of dollar event. And they quite frankly don't have the money to 1, be there.
Yes.
And 2, to dress to the nines. They're just basically making ends meet. And so like, that's probably why some of them were so, like, bland. And, like, the only ones that actually, like, met the Coachella standard, if you will, were...
People who had money.
People who had money, or people who were there as brand ambassadors. Like, these 2 sisters that I follow, they had absolutely gorgeous fits. They were so, so cute. But they were there with CoverGirl. And so it's, like, and this was, I think, their 2nd or 3rd Coachella.
Oh.
Yes.
So they got money.
So they've been here before.
Yeah.
They've done this before. And so the other thing that I would say is that the like standard for Coachella fits is very skimpy. Yeah. Like it's very like basically bra and t-shirt. Like or
if it's 100 degrees and you're out there every single
day. Which I understand, which is totally fine. But also like at the same time, it's like you're gonna be out there all day in 100 degrees. You kind of want minimal sun exposure. Like, you don't want to have...
That's so true, actually.
You don't want to have all of that skin showing. And power to you if you would like to, but I don't know about you.
Tan.
I don't want a sunburn. If I'm going to be out there for 12 hours, minimal water, $60 tacos, I don't want to come home as a cherry tomato. Like, I'm so sorry.
I saw this one TikToker. They wore jeans. And I said, that's enough. Good night.
Jeans? To Coachella?
Jeans to Coachella.
See, now that's just lazy.
I said, oop, time to go to bed, actually. Jeans to Coachella.
Yeah, no. So,
I just want to know how many people, like, fainted and passed out.
Oh, probably a lot.
Oof.
Yeah, but considering the heat, the water situation.
The lines for food.
Because, like, you can pass out if you have low blood sugar. And then also the fact that, like, you're already in the sun and overheating. That doesn't help at all. Yeah.
There were lines for porta potties, too. And then there's restrooms. Oh, no, not restrooms. For showers, too. So there had two types of showers. You can either use, like, the nicer or fancier showers, but you had to pay $10 to use it, which is...
$10 to use a shower?
Which is, like, guaranteed privacy, though, for that one. But they have a free version, though, which is not guaranteed privacy.
Ew.
But it's free. But keep in mind, people are waiting in line, so there's not a time for people to clean them. So there's hair just everywhere.
Going in and
going out. They don't close it to clean it.
Ew.
For 3 days straight.
That sounds disgusting.
Yeah. So that's another reason why I don't think I can go, but I want to go.
It sounds so unhygienic. Like, it just sounds so, like, again, like the logistics of it just suck the fun right out of Coachella. Like, it doesn't even, like, the only way to actually have a good time to go to Coachella is, one, to have money.
I was about to say, if you're rich.
Like, if you're rich, if you have a good amount of money or you're relatively comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, so, or like you've set aside this money to basically go, which makes a tight budget for you. Or two, you're there as a brand ambassador or an influencer. Because, quite frankly, that's really the only way that you can afford to go. And then the last one really is just if you're a performer. Like,
wait, jeez.
So, like, that's the only way you can really go. And honestly, that just makes this kind of like something out of the Hunger Games. It's like,
not the same as it used to be. It used to be for everybody, for the people. Now it's for the elites.
Yeah, this is for the elite. It is an elite party in the desert for people that can afford to go. Yeah. And that is, quite frankly, not the customer base. Like, that, it shouldn't be all that is able to go. Yeah. Especially it's the same people every single year. Yeah. Because they're the only people who can afford to go. Like, this is a District 1 Hunger Games party, babes. Like, we got the costumes. We've got the lack of food, apparently.
But the food they do have, though, it's extremely overpriced.
Yeah. And then, like, we got food scarcity, we got water scarcity. We are in the Hunger Games, babes. We are out here. They're going to start drafting us. Here. Would you go to Coachella if you were drafted as a tribute?
Am I sponsored?
And well, you get sponsors when you get there. That's how the Hunger Games works. So you get into the arena, and then you try to kill each other, and then you, like, get sponsors. And so you're basically like, please sponsor me, TB
So
like, your service has gotten me through day one of Coachella.
And I'm like, I don't even use you, but I'll pretend for the weekend.
Like, literally, like, you are doing what it takes to survive. Would you go as a tribute?
So either suffer for 3 days or get to say, I've been to Coachella. I think I do it for the bit, low-key.
Okay, you've heard it here first. Whoever runs the Hunger Games Coachella edition.
Please.
Aiden volunteers as tribute.
I'm willing to pay $100 for a plate. And get eaten by the snake. What the hell? God, no.
The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes for real.
Reference. Okay. Moving on.
Okay. So, are we ready? So, I think it's time we can talk about the Minecraft movie.
Yes.
So everybody knows that the Minecraft movie, which had a 163 million domestic opening, which is absolutely insane, and a global opening of $313 million, and now an overall worldwide gross opening, like a gross accumulation after 10 days, 550 million, Aiden.
Do we know how much it costs to produce this movie?
No, but obviously it's most likely
less, for sure.
Yeah, most likely less than $550 million. And so basically the basic premise for people who are maybe not familiar about Minecraft and have been living under a
I was about to
rock.
say,
Like
so do you
I
not
don't
live or
Yeah, like hello Patrick Star. Like so the film follows multiple storylines but really centers around the story of Steve. So he's a child who grows up to find a magical portal that transports him to the overworld, which is based on the sandbox video game of the kind of same name, so like Minecraft. And so basically since its release, it's been basically a global phenomenon. For sure. And so with there's been memes, there's been the McDonald's Minecraft movie meal.
Yes.
Like I went a couple times. I just wanted birdie wings and I never got her.
I went one time and got birdie wings.
Yeah, I'm very sad, but I did get the Grimace egg, and I've been told that that is a top tier find. So
I'm just still flexing my birdie wings on Gianna.
Yeah, I'm gonna cry about it later. It's okay.
To the day die, I'll hold it over.
And then also there's been videos of people creating interesting experiences in the theater, like with one film goer basically creating a real life version of Chicken Jockey, which is a moment in the movie.
Oh,
in the
God.
theaters, like in the theater, someone brought a chicken.
What?
Yes, and was riding on his friend's shoulders and went Chicken Jockey like this.
A real chicken?
Yes, a real chicken. And then he had like a zombie face mask on. And so like people are just doing all of this crazy stuff for the Minecraft movie, and it's had one of the best performances for like a video game movie I think the last 15 years.
Yeah,
and
actually.
it outpaced the Barbie movie. Which did phenomenal. Yes, it has beaten the Barbie movie, I believe.
Hey.
Yeah.
Give credit where credit is due.
And so, while we have a very fun, interesting conversation about the Minecraft movie, I do think we need to talk about someone who might have a little bit more knowledge on the Minecraft movie about that. So here to talk with us is another guest. And so it's a Minecraft enthusiast and senior photographer, Ismael Beltran.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello, how are you guys doing?
Lovely.
Good.
Thank you for having me on here. I'm very
Yeah.
excited.
That's amazing. I'm so excited.
When I first heard Minecraft, I was like, Izzy Beltran has to be here.
Yes.
Has to be here.
I am Izzy.
I am Izzy.
Yeah, so I have to ask you, have you seen the Minecraft movie?
Absolutely. It was a Friday night. I went with some friends, and it was super fun. It was years in the making because I've been playing Minecraft for like 10 years now, I think. So to see a movie come out of my childhood, I had to go watch it.
For sure.
They got me. I bought like the popcorn tin.
You did.
And
You
all
bought
the
some
snacks,
merch.
and we were there. It was an incredible movie. It was a great time. And to be there with friends just made it so much more better.
Yeah, no, especially because I think we talked about this a little bit before, like that, like these movies like that are based off of video games that were like such community aspects.
Yeah.
It's so fun to like be there with your community.
For sure. And you could feel it in the theater. Like there was like little kids who barely started playing the game, and like older people have been playing for years.
You can tell.
So
there was for sure.
You pack it in the theater, and it was a great atmosphere to be around and watch that movie. And like you mentioned, all the memorable moments, like everything we saw from the trailer and yelling it out loud and Chicken Jockey and everything.
Chicken Jockey.
It was so fun. And the Minecraft meal, I got the Grimace egg and the burger, which honestly are like the two I really wanted.
Really?
The Big Mac Crystal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Big Mac Crystal?
That's what it's called.
That's what it really is called?
It's called the Big Mac Crystal.
I need to make sure I got to redeem the Grimace skin. I got to be able to play with it in Minecraft.
Dude, I also need to redeem my Grimace skin.
So I forgot we could redeem the Grimace.
Yeah, and you
skin.
threw Birdie Wings away. You don't even want her, and you just lorded over me.
Hey, I just wanted the toy, low key.
I know, and then you threw away the code. And I will never get her. I will never get her again.
Thanks.
Oops. So, I guess you said you started playing Minecraft 10 years ago?
Yeah, I remember it was on my Xbox 360, and my mom got me the game for Christmas, and I was like, oh my God, like little Izzy who grew up watching like Stampy Longhead, the Diamond Minecart.
Yes.
To see them play and be like, I need this game.
Yeah.
And my mom got it for me, and that was like my first exposure. But I've played on the 360, on my PS4, on the Switch, on the DS.
Minecraft on the DS
was crazy.
How did you do that?
It was a game like Yeah, top screen, bottom screen, you could play, and it was super hard to play, so I didn't really play much of it. And then like on the iPad, of course, Pocket
my
Edition.
God, yes, you have to.
So I've played every
Pocket Edition is a fundamental memory.
It definitely is.
I remember on like a crappy computer too. I played it, played like the mini games and stuff.
Yeah,
the mini games.
I remember those. And then also, what I really liked about because I also played Minecraft when it first came out. I remember being taught how to play it by my cousin Summer. And so like she would tell me like how to do the controls and like what to do.
Yeah.
And I've never played the Minecraft game all the way through. I actually didn't realize that you could play it all the way through. And so I am one of those people that basically just have like just go and like
you just play for the aesthetics.
Yeah, I just build my things. I make my farm. I have a nice house. I mine a lot, and like I've never killed the Ender Dragon. And so like I feel like I still have kind of like that.
You're missing some joy.
I have that joy that I can go and seek. I can go and.
Should we like? I said this last week.
Minecraft live stream.
Please.
Last episode of the season, Minecraft live stream.
That'd be crazy.
Y'all can see me absolutely fail. I get very stressed out sometimes because when those mobs, when they all come at you, bro, it scares me so bad. But yeah, no, so I've seen a lot of the iterations of it. Like I remember the excitement of like the Mojang announcements, like when they'd be like, guess what, guys? We're having foxes. And I'd be like,
oh my God, the new updates. Yes.
And so like all of the new updates and all of those things were so, so fun, especially when you could go be like, hey, dude, guess what? They just put in Minecraft. And so like it is just such like a friend game. And then being able to also like go and play those mini games or like
so fun.
Watching YouTubers. Like, and then there's also I believe it like a YouTuber shout out in the movie as well. Yeah.
Yes. Technoblade, they gave him a shout out. They put a crown on a pig for the late YouTuber, and I think that was a really nice touch. And actually, the kid who plays the little kid in the movie, he's the one that suggested it to
really
put in the movie. So I think that was a great touch. And like the diamond minecart is in there. He was in like auction, like in the auction.
I remember I saw someone had like
unit,
they screenshotted that. I guess the scene, and they said there's so many like Easter eggs within the.
Yeah, there's apparently a ton of YouTubers in that front, like with the auction, that scene, and so like I feel like that again just like really correlates with the community aspect of Minecraft.
If you know, you know.
Like if you know, you know.
And a lot of people did know.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Low-key went over my head, but
I feel like if you go to the Minecraft movie, especially the older generation, if you go to the Minecraft movie, I say older as in like older than 10 years old.
I was about to
so like if you're a part of like the early 2000s babies, like, and you are going to the Minecraft movie, it is because this is something that you've grown up with.
Yeah.
It is something that you have been wanting to see as a movie
for years.
Like years. I wonder what took them a while though.
I think they might not have realized the fan base that there was for Minecraft somehow, as well as maybe trying to decide the format it was. Because I do know that there's also slight contention over the fact that they didn't choose to do it as an animated film.
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people were like, oh, it's live action. Why not? Because there's so many Minecraft animations out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess so.
You makes sense. But they do that with a lot of movies. Like when they do like a live action of a Disney movie, like why is it not animated? But I found it pretty fun, the live action aspect, and the actors really honed in on that. Like Jack Black is just he's too good. Jason Momoa is too funny, but
too funny.
I can see why it's it should be animated, but I was all for the live action of it.
I would have been fine either or, low key. I feel like I would have taken it more serious though if it was like an animated film.
Yeah, honestly, but I think that kind of takes away from the fun of the Minecraft movie.
That's another thing. It would have been the same.
It's so absurd. It is such an absurd film because it's so ridiculous. And I think that's part of the reason why so many people are like, WTF? Like, what? And so, like, basically, I feel like you kind of have to take it not as seriously. And then I saw this one thing where it was like, the fact that the Minecraft movie is doing so well and is being so popular among the masses is so funny because it goes against everything the film industry is set for standards for a quote good movie.
It's not that it's good, but it's just the way that they advertised it and how it popped off on TikTok. Like the chicken being held up by that dude, like so many people were sat at seats. Like because now you have to see it.
Yeah.
Because even if you like picked up the game one time, you want to go and you see like Jack Black again. Like Jack Black's hilarious.
He's too funny.
He's been hilarious for years, like School of Rock and every other thing he's done.
Yeah.
So I think. Yeah, I guess it comes down to FOMO. Like you're like, well, I know it's gonna.
I gotta go.
Hi, mess. Everyone's talking about it.
I know everyone's gonna yell, chicken jockey at the theater. I might as well be a part of it.
Yeah, and so I feel like it also just comes down to that like kind of absurdity aspect of the film, as well as like the crowd reactions. Because I saw the movie on Sunday. And I literally had popcorn thrown at me.
And let's talk about this. I feel so bad for all the workers.
Yeah, no, it's really
employees.
bad. And so, like, I feel like that is something that you do kind of have to balance when you're going to the theater and enjoying something that has such an absurd atmosphere.
Yeah.
Is you do have to balance, like, that hilarity of it with common decency. Because I didn't appreciate having popcorn thrown at me randomly.
Thank you.
No, I am not eating popcorn thrown into my hair. No, thank you. And then also like when I would know when certain moments were coming up because I would see people pull their phones out and they'd start recording. And then I'd go,
run, run.
Cool. And then I'd be like, brace for impact.
Take cover.
Brace for impact.
Popcorn's coming.
What's happening?
Get your bucket out.
And so that was it was funny and it was fun, but also at the same time, it's like you kind of have to like.
It's etiquette.
Yeah, theater etiquette.
So who's
like,
gonna stay behind and help clean? Nobody.
Nobody.
Get the push broom. Like
hello? No, and then also the after credit scenes were so funny and they were so ridiculous. And like there's a couple of them that have been seen. Like I knew when she hit me with her Jeep Grand Cherokee.
And now
Spoiler
I speak
alert.
the human language, and you speak villager too.
And it's just so funny because it's so ridiculous. And they casted these big name actors. Jennifer
They
Coolidge.
ate on Jennifer Coolidge. Look here. They knew what they're doing.
There were a couple of instances where she was so kind of creepy, but like in a good way, like a creepy, like a cougar.
Your head is so big, like Jennifer.
She's like, ooh, you can take me out anytime in a trash
Like-
bag. I'm like, what are you talking about, girly? It's so like I think that they did a good job with just leaning into how absolutely
Unserious this movie.
unserious.
They knew.
Yeah.
They had to know.
Because honestly, I feel like if you take the Minecraft movie too seriously, then
it wouldn't be the same.
it's not fun.
It's not.
And so I do think that they definitely could have done an animated film, but also like I think it's kind of more fun as a live action because it does kind of like bring in that moment of like craziness of like the concept of Minecraft. You are basically building anything you want in the world.
Well, also, it wasn't matching up in the real Minecraft. They were crafting some things. I'm like, okay, wait.
Well, that's the thing is that they were basically emphasizing the fact that creativity is the core building block, of Minecraft. So like, and so like, I feel like I did like that undercurrent where it's like you don't have to
go by the book.
You don't have to go by the book, and you don't have to be the type of person that has to follow the status quo.
Yeah.
You can choose to be different, and you can choose to be different in a bad way, like Jason Momoa's character was a little bit, but then grow from that. And then also you can choose to be different and embrace your difference, but like not let it essentially alienate you from the rest of the world like Steve did. And so I feel like there is a good balance with the character like of the kid in that where it's like you can either choose to basically just be like the real world sucks, I must stay here.
Yeah.
Like I blew up some stuff. Like I don't want to go back. Like, and so like, or you can be like, well, I'm different, but I'm a good different, and the world needs that difference.
Aww.
Yeah.
That's like movie 101. Like that's every movie ever.
Literally.
Well, yeah, but like honestly, that's not the core of every movie.
No, but they did really good on a concept because Minecraft is like so broad.
Yeah, because it doesn't actually have a storyline really.
Yes, you have to go to the end and kill the dragon, but like the in between is like the do all or end all when you play Minecraft.
Yeah. The in between is basically anything you want to do.
Yeah.
Like, you can make a treehouse if you want to. You can live in a mud hut if you want
Steve's lava chicken.
Steve's lava chicken. La 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 lava chicken. Steve's lava chicken.
Anyways, chat. Do we think there's gonna be a part 2?
Part 2?
They're saying they're gonna make a second one.
With what? Like,
What to
like,
go?
with
Yeah, what to
threads?
go off of?
Yeah.
Alex, the Ender Dragon.
Oh, well,
Because they honed in on the Nether.
This is true.
They could hone in on the end.
On the end.
Yeah.
And really end it.
But it's like a Sonic movie thing. Because remember remember the Sonic movie? Like the first one, everyone.
Unfortunately.
Oh, it was a good movie. Everyone went popular. They're like, okay, we're gonna make a second one, and then Jim Carrey's like, I want a third. So they could make a second.
This is true. I do see your point here that there is like the possibility. There's something there.
But also the money's there too.
The money
Warner
is there,
Bros?
absolutely.
Warner Bros.
Well, no, just what they've made.
Yeah.
550 million in 10 days.
Hey, who's doing it like them?
It's a great market.
Yeah.
This is a really good market,
It's
actually.
an insane market to target. And Warner Bros. Did really good with it.
Yeah. Do we think this is gonna be a trend now? People are gonna make movies out of video games?
Well, I mean, they've been doing it. Like, they've been doing it since like the 90s. It's just really like this. Like, the quality has gone up a lot, I feel like. And then also they do something that like book adaptations to movies don't do. I feel like is that with video games they've been doing this thing where they're basically taking the available lore and then building up on it, and they're also consulting the original creators a lot for the most part.
Yeah.
And so basically, which they do for books, but sometimes there's so much detail in a book that you really can't fit it in. Or sometimes they go, oh, well, for plot, we should just swap these things around, which aggravates the crap out of me because it's so annoying. Because I'm like, this didn't happen till book 2. What is wrong with you? But for like video games, they basically are just kind of like building upon the lore, the available lore already, and then basically presenting something for the people. True. And so they're doing a lot of things. Like Sonic is actually a really good example because they're doing a lot of things with Sonic that is very like lore accurate. Because Sonic is a comic book, right?
Well, it's a video game and a comic.
Yeah, but so like the lore for the comics, they're implementing into the movies in a way that they don't always do. Like with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, like a couple episodes ago where we were talking, you were like, yeah, there's like at least 100, right? And I was like, yeah, there's at least 100. Because there's like literally like so many comics and there's so many storylines.
Too many side quests.
Yeah, because we were like, yeah, what are they going to do next? And it's like they literally have thousands of storylines to choose from.
At least like 2 decades worth of timeline.
Yes.
Minecraft doesn't have comics, right?
No,
not officially. Because Minecraft was just a sandbox game.
Yeah, and so that's what I mean. Like, there isn't really like that's the good thing about a sandbox game is that there isn't a plot.
You can make it.
You can basically make the plot for yourself, which is what made the animated films by like people so fun. Is that they were basically creating these characters and creating plots and storylines, and then you'd like go and watch this 30-minute movie, and you'd be like, amazing.
You know what it reminds me of? The Super Mario movie.
Yeah,
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Are they gonna make a part 2 of that?
I don't think it performed as well.
They already honed in on everything.
They did. They did a thing on Minecraft.
Even threw in Mario Kart in there, which I thought was pretty
crazy.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
And Jack Black was in that movie.
Jack Black is just everywhere.
Yeah, he was Bowser.
This is true. He did voice Bowser.
Peaches, bro. Like
peaches,
my God, I do remember.
So if you want a good movie, just get Jack Black.
Just search up Jack Black and all the movies.
See what he's doing.
Yeah, just watch all those movies.
School of Rock, Mario movie.
School of Rock is a really good movie.
Minecraft movie. There's any voice acting he's done. Like shout out Jack Black, and he talks Spanish too. He's a cousin. He's a primo.
Really?
Yes, and interviews.
Oh well, Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, obviously.
Kung
Fu Panda.
Nacho Libre.
Nacho Libre. What a crazy pull.
Yeah. Oh my God, the Goosebumps movie.
Yes.
Jumanji. Actually, Jumanji was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess. Do you
Shout
have
out Jack
any
Black.
Other final
Ice Age.
Any other final comments on Minecraft?
No. If they make a second one, I'll be there.
We gotta be there. We have to be there.
Literally. Right now, I'm in my 2-week Minecraft phase. If you guys know what that is, I'm building a soccer stadium in survival right now.
A soccer stadium?
Yeah. A lot of mining, a lot of crafting.
Let's mine. Let's craft.
Anytime I don't have homework or I don't have work, I'm just playing on my Switch.
Perfect.
And building stuff.
Well, you'll have to show us. Yeah.
I want to see your world, low-key.
It's great.
Now, if you cheat and go in creative and then transform back to survival and say you built all this in survival.
No, cheats are off.
Okay. No, I'm trusting. I trust
Izzy, but there's a lot of people who do that. And they said, I built this in survival. I'm like, I saw you.
Girl, you did not build your diamond house in survival.
There's no way. Like, let's be for real.
Did some mining off camera.
Hey, how much mining?
Yeah, I just mined some diamond ore off camera. Girl, no, you didn't.
64 blocks. Yeah, I'm like,
full netherite armor. Like, no.
Let's be for real.
Boy. Well, Izzy, it's been wonderful having you.
Thank you for having me, guys. This
All
is
right,
fun.
we're gonna magically disappear you out. Ready, set, go.
Okay.
So our last little bit. So Gianna's for three. If you're ready.
What you got?
So I have a book for you. Yeah. So it says, "This book will bury me," and it's by Ashley Winstead. So this is the rough plot, and so basically, it's the most famous crime in modern history, but only she knows the true story. And so, after the unexpected death of her father, a college student named Jane Sharp longs for a distraction from her grief. She becomes obsessed with true crime and basically befriends an armchair detective who basically teach her how to hunt killers from afar. And so in this, it's kind of like a morbid internet underground. So Jane finds a lot of friendship, purpose, and even glory. And so when news of the shocking deaths of 3 college girls in Delphine, Idaho takes the world by storm and sleuths everywhere race to solve the crimes, Jane and her friends are determined to beat them. But the case turns out to be stranger than anyone expected because the details don't add up, the police are cagey, and there seems to be more media hype and internet theorizing than actual evidence. And so when Jane and her sleuths take a step closer, they find that every answer only begs more questions. And so something isn't adding up, and they begin to suspect their killer may be smarter and more prolific than any they've faced before. So placing themselves in the center of the story starts to feel more and more like walking into a trap. So this is told 1 year after the astounding events that concluded the case and left the world reeling. So when Jane has finally decided to break her silence about what really happened, she tells the story of the Delphine massacres. And so what she has to confess will shock even the most seasoned true crime fans. Ooh. And so this book is out. It was published March 25th.
The way I got the chills.
And so it's kind of like an adult version of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. And so that book was originally published in 2019, and it recently received the Hollywood treatment by a Netflix adaptation, which was not book accurate. And I stopped watching it because I got frustrated. But that was This Book Will Bury Me by Ashley Winstead. That's my book rec. And then, so for TV shows, I have The Residence. And so basically the plot is roughly set in a, quote, upstairs, downstairs, and backstairs of the White House. Cordelia Cupp is an eccentric detective who arrives on the premises in order to solve a murder that occurred during a state dinner. And so basically during the investigation, there's some conflicts between the 157 personnel of the residence. And then you just kind of have to watch it to find out. And so basically, this premiered as well already, so y'all can just hop on over. And so basically that's premiered March 20th.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I have for y'all is a movie that I'm actually really excited for. So if it bombs, I'm going to be so sad. The newest addition to the Tron series, Tron Ares. You don't know who Tron is?
Crickets.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like I've heard this name before.
No, Tron, the motorcyclist, like that, like the nothing. I'm wasted on you, my friend. So, anyways, the movie stars some notable people, including Jared Leto, Jeff Bridges, Evan Peters, Gillian Anderson, and Cameron Monaghan of Shameless fame. And so the plot is basically in Tron, a sophisticated AI program named Ares, who is played by Jared Leto, is sent from the digital world to the real world on a mission. And so this marks the first time humanity encounters AI beings, with the plot following Ares' journey and the consequences that come from it.
I will watch this movie because Cameron's in it.
And then so this releases the day before my birthday, so October 10th, 2025.
Oh, so we're gonna have a little get together before your birthday and watch this.
Oh, are we? You'd have to watch the first 2 movies first, though.
Trust.
Oh, I'm gonna hold you to it. All right.
Yay! Okay.
That's all I have for you.
Okay, period. Now it's time for my favorite part of the whole podcast, Aiden's tea time. Yes. Okay, Gianna. Recently, I've been on the news reading some headlines, and I low-key didn't know about this, but did you know that Taylor Swift is suing Kanye West?
I thought she already sued him.
No, but it's again.
Oh,
Kanye
goodness.
West is always on Taylor Swift. Literally. Okay, so Taylor Swift is taking legal action after Kanye West took to the internet and made a bunch of explicit posts involving her.
Oh my gosh.
Saying, I'm mad I wasn't able to do it with Taylor Swift. ... Yet.
What?
What do you mean yet? What do you mean yet? What do you mean? Question mark, exclamation mark.
That's actually awful.
So he said also, she was saying, I don't know how to say this nicely or in an appropriate way, that she did a 3-way with Justin Bieber and Harry Styles back in the early 2000s.
So she was involved with both of them at the same time.
And so that was the last straw that Taylor had. And so she was like, I'm breaking my silence. She's going to take legal actions against Kanye West. And
I don't blame her.
Literally.
That's a lot.
They've been beefing since 2009, I believe.
Yeah.
Which was crazy. So she sent a cease and desist letter saying this is not only false, but defamatory to her
obviously.
career. So then Travis Kelce got involved.
Yeah, her boo.
But finally, he better stick up. So, quote unquote, Travis is furious. One person told the Daily Mail, they first reported the story, and saying Taylor's clearly hurt and he's standing by her 100%. This went too far, he said.
Yeah, I feel like, so this is honestly the thing with social media is that people literally like just kind of like spew things into the void.
And they have free will.
And then they're like, oh, well, this doesn't actually have any consequence on me. And it's like, bro, you are literally like, you are posting on the internet.
It does,
and everyone can see it. Everyone can see you having a mental breakdown on the internet. Yes. And every time he does this, it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse.
I just can't help but watch from afar and just like laugh.
It's
but if I was
literally a train wreck.
Yeah, I feel bad. So bad. And then, oh my God, Travis said, and I quote, I want to speak with Kanye directly, man to man. There must be consequences. West should never say these things to her face.
Absolutely.
So I wonder what he means by that.
Well, I think that means that he must have done something face to face that she just didn't say anything about and basically is coming up now.
I don't know. I just want to know what happened behind closed doors.
Well,
we'll never find out.
We'll never find out. And honestly, quite frankly, I feel like she should get her just reward in court because he has done so much in like the sphere of like basically making fun of her, basically saying that she has like quote unquote slept her way to the top. Yes. And that she is basically like not talented. And it's like, I'm so sorry that you have fallen off because you have done some unspeakable things on the internet.
Ungodly things.
It is like you claim to be a Christian, and this actually frustrates me so much.
Wait, he said
Kanye,
that?
Yeah, he was doing during his whole like faith music thing.
Oh,
he claims to be a Christian, and then he pulls all of this stuff, and then he does all of these like hateful things, and that is not representative. Like if crazy. I'm gonna be on my soapbox. If you are supposed to be a Christian, you're supposed to be representative of the Lord. That was what I was taught as a Christian. I grew up in the church. And like you are not supposed to say hateful things and rude things and be like an awful person to other people. You're supposed to build them up and you're supposed to help them. And quite frankly, the way that he talks to people it's not Christian like. And so it just frustrates me so badly because like he'll say that and they'll be like, "Oh, well, like God's plan." Like, no, bro, this is your plan. Shut up. Like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Like, ugh.
Oof. And it was so crazy. Even if you, in the off chance that Kanye is right, Harry Styles came up and said, I will go to court and testify for you, Taylor.
Good.
Like, right there, you don't even need to go to court.
No, because literally, like, you've got someone who is going to testify to the fact that this did not happen.
Literally.
Because we know it didn't happen.
We know.
And this is honestly super, super frustrating because it also, like, because I believe that Kanye is bipolar.
I think so. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
If not, then allegedly Kanye is bipolar. Yes. I'm not entirely sure. But like, this is a really bad look for people who also are bipolar. Because he's basically like, oh, well, the reason why I'm like this is because of this. It's like, no, bro, the reason why you're like this is because you are being a terrible person right now.
Yeah.
Like, you do not blame the fact that you have this, if he does have bipolar disorder, do not blame that for your actions. You are still responsible for your actions, even if you are suffering from bipolar disorder. That's like me being like, oh, sorry, I broke your vase. My hands are really shaky because I have anxiety. Like, no, bro, I just dropped your vase. Like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you
like, just take responsibility.
Yes.
Like, it's just, and then the whole internet age is like, you can literally claim that, oh, well, that wasn't me. That was my manager or whatever. Because like you
That's
literally
so funny. Every time I see a post like that.
Because you can't prove it.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, like, bro, we know it's you.
Yeah.
Like, please stop.
I want to say, I think it was like Rita Ora who posted, if this gets like 100,000 retweets, I'll drop an album. And then like an hour later, she saw it got like no retweets. She's like, sorry guys, my phone got hacked.
Yeah, no, like we know it didn't get hacked, girl.
That.
Like
that's
you
crazy.
did that. And so it's just such a frustrating thing is like you need to take accountability. And especially for this, when you are getting legal action, take accountability for yourself.
From Taylor Swift herself. It's not even... Yes, it's a big theme, but from Taylor Swift, who's not even in drama, who doesn't want to be involved in drama.
Taylor Swift like prides herself on being patient, and kind, and the fact that like she's literally like waited this long means that she's like it's enough. Like enough is enough. She's done stuff before, like threatened legal action, but it's always resulted in like Kanye backing off.
No.
And so like she didn't feel the need to like finalize and go through with it, but this just proves that he's done too much for her to just be like, it's fine.
Yeah. Which kind of reminds me of how I see this is how we talked about in the last episode, how influencers and big people and like big names will do anything to make themselves relevant.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's exactly what Kanye's doing.
No, for real. And then he's dragging other people down with him.
Yeah.
And it's not a good look. And he's also definitely in the public eye negatively because of all of like the anti-Semitic stuff that he said. And then like all of the racist stuff that he said. And like just like there's a bunch of stuff that just, again, like he's doing stuff that does not represent what he's claiming he is. And so like he's like, oh, I'm such a nice guy. I'm a man of God. It's like, bro, like please act like it then.
Please.
Like because quite frankly, like I feel like if you have this platform and you are going to be like producing this music, you cannot be acting like that. In general, you shouldn't be acting like that.
You shouldn't be acting like that.
Like just point blank period. You should not be anti-Semitic. You should not be racist. You should not be like against anybody else just based off of who they are.
Yeah.
Like everybody is equal. There is nothing that is like, oh, well, I'm better than you because XYZ. No, dude, you are not better than me because XYZ. Yeah. Like you like just in general hate against other people just because is something that's awful and is perpetuated by a lot of celebrities that like are like in the limelight, and then sometimes it gets exposed and like then quickly buried. But dude is just posting it on X. He's just like,
where's his manager at?
Like literally, I think he fired him or something like that.
I would not be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised.
He's just on Twitter. So how should I start drama today?
Yeah, he's like,
Taylor Swift, you slept with so and so.
Should I call out Taylor Swift today for something that I made up in my head?
You know he has like a filing cabinet. He's like,
he's like, which scenario should I pull out today?
Taylor
Swift. Taylor Swift version 2.78910. Like
literally. But. Well, side note, talking about people falling off.
Oh, goodness.
Extremely quick update on Ash Trevino because, you know, I hate beating up a dead horse. Me when I lie. So I just found out Ash Trevino now has a Patreon.
Oh.
So she has a Patreon for just to go live on. So.
That's weird.
Literally, instead of going live on TikTok, which is free for people to like go and view, she's now making people pay either $6 a month for one live a week, or you can go on her top tier, her bestie tier, and pay $13 a month for 3 lives a week.
I don't want to see anybody that much.
Someone,
wait, for $13? I have to pay $13 to hang out with you? No. What?
I saw this one comment. Someone was like, I'll pay $13 to forget about you.
Yeah, no, like, literally.
8 on that comment. I just feel so bad. Her funds are running off.
Yeah, no, like low. She's, again, doing anything to stay relevant.
Anything to do stay relevant.
Yeah.
Paying a Patreon is crazy. When she was on live on TikTok, she looked at her daughter and she said, I'm falling off. Why would you tell your daughter that?
On live?
On TikTok live with
Oh
like
my
200
gosh.
viewers.
Yeah, no, and then the entire comment section was like, period.
Period. Yeah. Well, you have to subscribe just to comment on her lives.
You what?
Yeah. So she has her comments off for public. Unless you're subscribed, you can comment.
That's actually crazy.
There's been so many times.
She goes, you can't even hate me for free.
There's been so many times that Loki just want to like pay just to be like, you're dumb or something.
Oh, just to pay $13 for 1 month.
No, on TikTok.
Just to make fun of her for 3 times a week.
Well, because like I'm also curious about how many people actually pay for this.
Haters gonna hate, I suppose.
Haters gonna
Hashtag
hate.
noticing.
I'm a proud hater. If there's one thing about me, I'm a proud hater, and I'll
Yeah.
go as far as I have to. But that's all I got for you today.
Well, I think that's all I have for you as well. So I guess that's
been our episode.
So
Adios from the dose.